Alright, it's getting late enough in the night that I can do this. I have here a tube of old Ballantruan, aged 10 years old, peated malt, Speyside Glenlivet. Oh, unchill filtered, 50% alcohol by volume. So it says Glenlivet, but it's not really a Glenlivet because it's a Ballantruan. And Ballantruan is made by, if I'm not mistaken, Tomintoul. That's just I think so. There's a bunch of dust on the top of here. And I'm going to read what it says on the box. But first I'll pull this out. This is the Ballantruan 10. Okay. Peated. It's even peated. What does it say here? I'm going to have to pull this out here. Old Ballantruan owes its name to an exceptional source of the purest of waters, the Ballantruan Spring, nestling in the Cromdale Hills in the Speyside Glenlivet region close to Tomintoul, the highest village in the Scottish Highlands. The water from the Ballantruan Spring significantly contributes to this remarkable single malt. Okay. Old Ballantruan is distilled using heavily peated malted barley in a traditional manner. After sleeping for 10 years in hand-picked oak barrels, this whiskey has been bottled at 50% alcohol by volume and without any chill filtration in order to retain its layered and integrated peaty flavors, color and tasting notes and shit like that. Well, we will attempt to do that justice after we have poured a dram. Oh, in a dirty glass. A dirty glass. Let's see if I can find the V-shaped or C-shaped thing to put my fingernail on. I found it. Here we go. Nah. Oh, that was a good little pop. That was a good little cork too. Let's put this in a wee dirty glass. Oh my goodness, what have I done? I have poured a generous and a half sample. Oh, that's way too much. Oh, I'm getting some peat already. Peat already. Peat. Don't mind me, I've had a bit to drink. I started with a double of gin and tonic. And I had, what did I have? I had a 45% Old Forester single barrel. And of course I had to compare that to the Old Forester that I had, so that's 2 drams there. And a 1792 I suppose that will teach me for not getting my flu shot. Ah, man. I'm sorry about that. 1792 SB at almost 50% alcohol by volume. The Ballantruan 10. The peat reminds me immediately of the 10-year-old Lecheg, but it's a little sharper. Sharper as in there's more of a bite to it. And here it says on the bottle, the peated malt, Speyside, Glenlivet. They're really pushing that Glenlivet bit, aren't they? Ballantruan. What does it say on the bottle here? Wait a minute, there's more stuff that it says on the... Did I say that it says stuff on the bottle? Ah, okay. Here we go. Old Ballantruan is distilled in a traditional manner in the prestigious Speyside, Glenlivet region. Oh, region, okay. And unusually for this district, it is made with heavily peated malted barley to impart a distinctive and unique flavor. And then there's the color and tasting notes and nosy notes and all those other notes and things that go with that stuff there. Good enough. Ah, I'm getting a bit of peat, yeah. It's a pleasant little peat. Yeah. Peat on the nose, yeah. Delicious. And I've poured too much, I know. I totally messed up there. Heavily peated malted barley in the traditional manner. After sleeping for 10 years in hand-picked oak barrels, the whiskey has been bottled at 50% alcohol by volume without any chill filtration or in order to retain the layered and integrated peated flavors. Okay, so they did this as best they could. This is like a Tomintoul with peat. Mmm. Mmm. A lot of peat. Tomintoul by itself, I find it to be pretty weak. I've had a couple of variations on that theme, but the peat helps it a lot. Within that peat, there's that peat, and it's there. There's cocoa butter, and it's not overpowering peat. There's some chocolate in there. Excuse me. I started a little heavy on the gin and tonics. I'm sorry. This Ballantruan has given me a lot of peat, but underneath that, wait a minute. There's a minerality that I did not expect. It's like there's some Kentucky cave water coming through this, which I did not expect. If you're familiar with the Tomintoul, this has so much more to give than a typical Tomintoul. And as far as I can tell, they come from the same distillery. As Tomintoul. But there's so much more going on here. Tomintoul I found was weak and plain, and the peat from the Ballantruan really adds to it. And might I add that this will be more interesting as time goes on. 10-year-old Peated Speyside Ballantruan from the Tomintoul distillery. As far as I can tell. This is good stuff. I like it a lot. And it's not so sharp like an Ardbeg or a Lefroig. It's a little bit sweet, but I can't pinpoint where the sweetness comes from. It's a gentler peat than you'd get from Isla. It's It's a gentler peat. It's a peat from Speyside. That's not bad. That's not a bad thing. Ah, I could really get into this. And it will be interesting to see how it develops as the bottle gets lower. It's about here now. As it gets lower, it will be interesting to see what comes out of it. Slancheva.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's been a while since I made this video. A few hours. But I forgot to tell you how much this particular dram cost me. It says here Angus Dundee, Ballantruan, bottle deposit 10 cents. The bottle itself for the 10-year-old was $119.99. No, $114.99. So it was $115.09. $115.09 would translate to about $5 in GST and about $10 or a little more than $10 of liquor tax. So let's see, about $132 approximately when you count everything in and out and so on and so on. My apologies, I've had a bit much to drink tonight. So, slancheva and good night.